week I visited the Isle of Skye in the north of Scotland. I went with some friends to visit the mountains and do some walking and climbing. The journey takes a long time by road. I'm really thankful to my friend Oli for driving us. Skye is an island, but it is connected to the mainland by a bridge, so you can just drive all the way through Scotland and straight on to Skye. The weather was pretty good for Scotland, and we set off to climb a mountain ridge. I've been climbing and going to the mountains for a few years now, but had never been to Skye before. It was also the furthest north I've ever been. The mountains here are a lot bigger than in Wales or England, where I've been before. The challenge of climbing a mountain, even though it is an unnecessary hardship. The reward of getting to the summit and the sense of achievement afterwards is worth it. It's also an ongoing journey that can last a lifetime. This trip was for a week and we barely covered a fraction of the mountains on Skye, let alone Scotland. And of course, there's the whole world. I really want to actually get fitter this autumn so that I can tackle some new challenges in the winter, early next year. There were lots of streams with water coming off the mountains, and the colour of these was amazing. They were so clear. I had run out of water by the time we were on the way back down the mountain, and I couldn't resist drinking some of the water. It was so cool and refreshing, and it tasted amazing. I probably should have filtered it first, but coming straight off the mountain so high up, I guessed it would be okay. We were staying in a campsite on Skye, but there were some midges, which are notorious biting insects that live in Scotland. So we mostly cooked in the shelter or went to the pub in the evenings. When I first started climbing and hiking, I never imagined I would become so keen on it, but it really is one of my favourite things to do. I feel like it connects me with another world outside our modern human bubble, where nature continues its own way of life regardless of our presence. I find it strangely reassuring that the mountains do not care for us. Not that they are hostile, but that they are indifferent, and that if we choose to come to them, we must take responsibility for ourselves. Unlike most of the world humans have built, the mountains do not exist only for us, and they carry on regardless of what we do. I find this a humbling reminder that our human lives are short, and that time and the world goes on without us. The mountains in Scotland are some of the oldest in the world. I find it amazing to think that even though these places have existed through millions of years of time, they do not know anything of the modern world, of our news and current events or human scale concerns. In some parts of the wild mountain that could be 1,000 years ago or 1 year ago, the place would still be the same. I went for a walk on my own and came across some overgrown ruins that must have been buildings in the past. I don't know if these were houses or farm buildings or something used for industry, but the way that they have been reclaimed by nature is another reminder of the transience of human presence in this rugged landscape. I sat down inside one of them to have a break, and it was strange to think that it may have been someone's home long ago. To think that people long gone may also have sat here and eaten during another lifetime. I carried on my walk until I reached a waterfall and a pool. I found a way to climb down for a closer look. The water looked really tempting, but I didn't get in because I had no change of clothes and a long way to walk back in the wind. The next day, my friends went to the north of the island to climb some sea cliffs, but I wanted to explore the landscape, so I took another walk by myself. I walked to a place marked on my map as Chambered Cairn and found more stone ruins of buildings. I think cairns were burial structures, and this place was so windy that it would have been a difficult place to live if there had been homes here. I went down to the nearby beach where the sand was almost black, made from the volcanic rock that you find on Skye. I continued my walk north up to a rock formation. I planned to meet my friends at the top, so I started climbing up a gully to reach the plateau above. When I made it to the top, I found myself in a strange, eerie place, grassy with high cliffs all around, and the ravens calling in a way that sounded as if they were laughing at me. There was no one else around and no way up to the plateau. All I could see through gaps in the cliffs was sea and sky. I wandered around. There were lots of paths, but none of them seemed to lead anywhere. When I got to the end of a path, I found a steep gully that didn't look safe to descend. It was the same all around this weird place. After wandering around and beginning to feel a bit spooked, I finally came to an amazing pillar of rock and a path that led down.